Pierre Poilievre is back. Will it matter? I, for one, am skeptical. I hope he learns to be way more bold than he's been.
Well, Pierre Poilievre is heading back to Ottawa as a Conservative member of Parliament for Alberta.
Poilievre will represent the riding of Battle River Crowfoot after winning more than 80% of the vote in a by-election last night. The next runner-up was an independent candidate who received about 10% of the vote. Poilievre spent weeks this summer meeting constituents going...
So look, Poilievre won this riding very easily. I don't think that's much of a surprise. Again, I'm very skeptical, though, that he's going to learn the correct lesson. I'll get to that a little later in the video. Some people are saying, like, oh, he needs to moderate. He needs to be, like, more polite or whatever. I totally disagree. He needs to be the exact opposite. He lost the election, in my opinion, because he played the Liberal game. He wasn't bold. He didn't go on Joe Rogan. He was afraid to offend people. Totally losing strategy.
To events and stopping by local businesses, also known as campaigning. The Conservative leader lost his long-held Ottawa area riding of Carleton to the Liberals in the spring. When Parliament resumes on September the 15th, Poilievre will then square off with Prime Minister Mark Carney in the House of Commons for the first time.
Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit of that attitude that I see some people floating of, oh, Pierre needs to be more polite this time.
So, he's had to kind of claw his way back. And so whether or not he'll present kind of maybe a more humble, a different tone, a different face when he returns to the House of Commons, that will be what everyone in Ottawa...
He should have a new tone, and it should be even more aggressive. He rose in the polls in like 2023, maybe the first half of 2024, because he correctly called out many parts of Canada which are in total crisis. The housing crisis, crime, homelessness. He only started faltering when he started to moderate. So... And again, I think a lot of people have had this, I think, wrong impression that Poilievre needs to calm down for what? It seems like the Liberals just want to run against a Conservative who's going to let them trample all over. And then final post here from Jasmine Lane. I'm not going to read the entire part of it, just this first part, but she says, it's kind of funny to see all these CTV, CBC, and Globe and Mail headlines about how Poilievre needs to soften, tone it down, and be Pierre 2.0. No, he has to go hard like he did at the beginning when he's eating the apple, that clip.
On the topic, I mean, in terms of your sort of strategy currently, you're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap.
He needs to be like that. You don't need to be like Donald Trump because there's not going to be another Donald Trump. But one of Trump's best things is he doesn't care that the liberal networks smear him all the time. He's just going to say what he thinks is true. There has not been somebody in Canada in my entire adult lifetime that is willing to just speak up and just be proudly conservative. They all cower. I thought Poilievre was different, but when it mattered most in the campaign, he was way too moderate. He just sounded like a little bit to the right of a version of a liberal. So we'll see what happens. I hope Poilievre learns the correct lesson. I'm very doubtful. Maybe somebody like Jamil Javani, I believe that guy's name is. I don't know. Canada just needs a hero, in my opinion, to wake it up. Anyway, with that said, I'll finish there. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.